Egypt. Respect to Egypt and to the people of Egypt. It called Egypt since like a long time ago, and the history said that it named by Egypt or Masr came from the Misriyam bin Ham bin Nuh. So it's the grandson of Nuh. His name is Misriyam, and people call this land as Masr, which is it's since 1952 till now it's called the Arab Republic of Egypt. The location of it's northeast corner of Africa, and the Sina, the southwest corner of Asia. It's bordered by Mediterranean Sea to the north and Gaza Strip of Palestine northeast, the Red Sea to the east, Sudan to the south, and Libya to the west, and the Gulf of Aqaba is in northeast, which is the Gulf of Aqaba separates Egypt from Kingdom of Jordan and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The capital of Egypt is Cairo, which is the largest city in Egypt. And the second largest city will be Alexandria in Egypt, which is like a commercial to trade everything. It's in Alexandria because it's on the sea. The population of Egypt is more than 100 million people, which is make it like the 14th most populated country in the earth, on the world. And it comes the third in Africa, the most populated after Nigeria and Ethiopia. The land of Egypt is approximately around 390 square miles, which is out of this, 8% of this square miles is populated, and most of them is in a delta Nile, which is in two sides of a Nile River. It have 27 states, and each state have cities like any other country. Egypt is famous for having one of the oldest civilizations on the earth, where human began to move to the banks of the Nile and settle and began to establish their life over there. It was around 10,000 years ago. And this land witnessed a lot of the civilizations like Bedri civilization 7,000 years ago, Pharaoh civilization. And by the way, the invasion of writing in Egypt had a great impact on the course of life in the country. Egypt is famous that it have a lot of monuments, as it has the third of the world monuments, such as the pyramids of Giza, the Sphinx, Karnak Temple, the Valley of Kings, and its other ancient monuments. The ancient Egyptian language is the oldest language in the world, one of the oldest languages, actually, in the world. And I think it's around 7 to 9,000 years ago, and they created their own language and their own alphabet. and they call it hieroglyphic alphabet. And up to now, a lot of scientists try to solve these letters or these characters over there. And Egypt have it's one of 11 countries. Nile River go across it, which is the legendary river. It's from thousands of years. I do not know how long it was there, 10,000, 20,000 years ago, and it's still running, and it's still throwing billions of gallons of water into the sea, and it's still running. And there is life inside, and there is life depend on this river. This is a legendary river, and it's a legendary country. It's known for a very long time. Even in the holy books like Torah, Injil, Quran, everybody mention Misr, Egypt. Since Prophet Abraham, there is Egypt, Misr. It's a great country. It have a lot of history, and the oldest they can go is like 10,000 years ago to know the history. But when it started, nobody up to now know when it is. But ultimately, we live now, and it's a great country. If you visit Egypt, there is a lot to see in Egypt. Not just the all the stuff. There is new stuff to see too. There is not that old, like 1950, 1900, 1800 stuff you can see before the Republican, the stuff from the kingdom. You can see some castles, you can see markets. There is some people, they inherited their jobs from their father and great-father and great-great-father from their ancestors. I think I'm gonna say more about Egypt in another video.
مصر مصر ايه مصر دي؟ يعني ايه مصر؟ وراحوا لها منين مصر دي؟ فين مصر دي؟ مصر يا سلام على مصر. مصر هي أمي، نيلها هو دمي، شمسها في سماري، شكلها في ملامحي، وإن كان لوني قمحي ده من فضل مصر. مصر 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 ما تلاقيش مثالها ست كل عصر، عشة جنب نيلها تسوى 1000 قصر. ما تلاقيش مثالها ست كل عصر، عشة جنب نيلها تسوى 1000 قصر. ولا وردة بلدي فيها عطر مصر، ولا سحر مصر، ولا جو مصر، ولا ده شيء مالوش حصر. Open invitation، روحوا زوروا مصر، وانتوا تعذروني لما اقول يا مصر. مصر 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 فاتك نص عمرك ياللي ما شفت مصر. ده التاريخ في مصر والهرم في مصر والكرم في مصر. فاتك نص عمرك ياللي ما شفت مصر. ده التاريخ في مصر والهرم في مصر والكرم